Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Here we have a drum kit. If you want to see how we made this, stick around. Let's open this thing up and let's see if we can build this. Stay tuned. So we're going to start with this one first. As you can see, it's very tiny. You can see the size of my fingers here. What I noticed with these, just so you know, with these, I guess the microscope digital ones, if you turn the light off on the actual unit and use the bottom lights, it's a lot easier to see. As soon as you start putting this light on, it gets like a bad glare from everything. So I usually just take that light off, use these little lights, and it pretty much gives me everything I need. So I'm going to do these by hand, I think. I guess it's, I don't know, probably the easiest way. I do have a hot air station, but let's see if we can do this by hand first. Let's solder one of the things. Let me find my flux over here. Let me use some of this flux. That's probably a lot. What? No, that's a plastic piece on there. That's not part of the flux. All right. What that is. All right. All right. Get this one. This is the solder I'm using. I actually have other stuff too, but I'll give this a shot first. All right, let's do the 1 pin. Yeah, I really have nothing to hold this. I guess I should get something that would hold this a little better, but let's get this baby in place here. Probably can do it with my fingers. All right. All right, let's just put it on there and see what it does. I should definitely probably get some helping hands or something to help me out here. All right, that should be in there. Let's do the other corner. Where is she at? Right there. That look pretty straight. That's pretty straight, right? Now, some people do this different ways. Some people put solder on their iron and put it down. I don't know which is the best way. I'm not a professional. I'm just a do-it-yourself guy. I don't really do that many of these SMD chips. And that's why, as you can see. Let's see if that even held it kind of soft. And that's with me adding solder kind of on it. I don't know which way is the best way. People usually say put a lot of flux on there and it'll just suck it right in. I don't know about that. Yeah. My other thing is to use the air station too, so I don't know. I'll probably just put solder on all of them, then I'll go over and try to clean them up. If that works out. I don't know. I've seen some people just go down the line. Of course, I guess maybe I should add a little more flux too. if I do this, yeah, because otherwise that's what's going to happen. I think this is my second SMD project. Let's see what happens. Of course, I'm sure there's somebody's going to tell me I'm doing this all wrong, and that's fine. I'm open for suggestions. Anybody that can help me out, I'd appreciate it. It's funny how all these people make everything look so easy, and then when you go to do it, it's not as easy, right? Clean my tip off here. I guess I could always go over with heat too, but I'll just check all the terminals first. Swap it around, do this side again. I don't see how people do these without a microscope, to be honest with you. Seems pretty impossible. All right, let's see if all these terminals are kind of tight. All right, they seem pretty good. Now, I'm not sure about looks, but they're on there. Now let's do some cleaning up a little bit. Let's get some isopropyl alcohol. Let's clean this up a little bit. All right. All right, so that was step one. Let's go to step two. Should I go over them, or should I just save it for later? I guess I can always find out later on. All right, so that's the first one. Let's go with the, let's see, what do they say? Then they say to install the other two components, which would be this one, oh, and this one. Let me see if I moved you there. Oh. All right, so let's try this now. Two of these, I'll just put the one over there for the time being. All right, let's see, we got EU1, U2, and U2 is going to be right there with the dot. All right. Can you see that one? All right. trying to see how I can get this where you guys can see it too. I'm using my phone. I don't have a camera yet, so let's start with putting one of the. That could be the wrong flux I'm using too. I have other flux I can use. Really don't need it underneath it, but all right. Let's try this solder. Let's see if this works any better. Some old Radio Shack stuff I have. It's thicker, but I think it flows a lot better than this stuff. This is like, it's really cheap. All right. Unless maybe the other stuff might be better. Yeah, this doesn't seem like it wants to stay too good. Let's try the other stuff again. Make sure it's not something I'm doing wrong here. It took a while to get that to stick on there. I wonder why. All right. Yeah, it's too far that way. Let me bring it back a little bit more. Of course, I have it crooked now. Come on. Now you're going to stick right there. Is that better? How's that look? I think I can move it back a little bit more. I think that's a lot better. I move it like that. There we go. Seems like it's sticking up. It's not laying flat for some. Let me see if I can bring it back down. I think that's the reason why. There it goes. Yeah, it was sticking up on top of the solder. Let's see how close I can get to my finger without burning it. All right, that's much better. That's a little better. Where am I at here again? Right there. Much better. All right, let's try with this one now. Try a little more solder. Again, I'm not a professional and don't claim to be one. This is my second SMD soldering job. Ooh, I keep putting solder on that one there. And then in the other one, hopefully after I get past these bigger chips, it'll be a lot easier to do the smaller ones. Let me do that and bring you right back a second. I think we moved a little bit. All right, let's try the little chip. Got the other one done. Try this one, then we'll see what it looks like. All right, let's get this guy over here. This is the little guy. Let's see, where is he at? Bring him into the frame. Where's the dot at? There's the dot. It goes like that. Bang. My hands are so shaky. Plus I have rheumatoid arthritis. Doesn't make it any easier. All right. Let's just get it there a second, then I can twist it. How's that? Come on. Yeah, how's that look? I wish I could twist a little bit more like that. All right. Now I wish I could twist it the other way. Left it on me again. All right, let's see if that works out. It figures I'd have a problem with the smaller chips, right? And I'll try this one over here. Try to come back and clean them up. Try a little more solder. I mean, I could have the wrong tip. I mean, I'm using this at like 400 degrees, made my temperatures a little too high. Not professional. All right, let's double check the pins and let's go from the next steps. Let's see how they look. That's tight. That's tight. That's tight. Tight. I'm gonna try around this way to make sure. Where are we at again? Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Okay. We're tight. So we have 1, 2. We got all the chips mounted. May not be the best, may not be the cleanest, but they're there. Let's move on. Let's see what the next steps are after we do. I mean, look at the way they have their chips. It's not that clean either. You see that? I don't know. Anyway, now let's place tin on pad silkscreen from R9 to R25 as shown. R9? They're showing R13, but yeah, they're showing R13. Oh, there's their R12. Okay. So R9 to R25. Place 10. Okay, and then we're going to place 16 pieces of, yeah, 1 kilo ohm, 102 on an SMD at R9 to R25. So let's find the 1 kilo ohm, which I imagine if it's going to be a few of them, it's going to be this one, right? Oh, they're the capacitors. Oh, duh, it's these probably. There we go. 1,000. Okay. Let's see where our pads are at. Let's start with, what was that, R9? Where is R9? That's voltage. All right, what's down here? Let's find R9. Where is R9 at? There's R9. Teen. R9. That looks like R9 right there. Okay. You know, let me fix the solder on that while I'm here. I'm seeing that one. I don't like that either. All right, there's R9. All right, let's try a little bit of a flux. R9, 10 to 1 pad. Okay, let's try that. And let's pull one of these guys out. Yep. What are the chances I'm going to drop this? Just put that there. Can't even see which way it's going. Fun, fun, fun. Oh. Let's have fun. Let's see how we can do this. Not that straight. It's close enough, right? I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to play with it. It looks like it's on there. All right, now let me put the other ones in there and then I will bring it back. I'm sure you're not going to want to watch me struggle with my fingers trying to get all these in there. Let's bring it right back. All right, well, it seems like I got them all done. They're not the best, but again, I'm just practicing here. So I got all the capacitors done from R1 to R20, whatever it was. Let's see what else we got. That was R9 to R25. Then that was, let's see, R9, R25. Fix the other pad. Then I got to install 10 microfarad capacitors at C3 to C10. Install 2 pieces, C1 and 2. And then you got to install these, let's see, the 1 kilo ohm, which are the same as the ones up here. So I guess that's why they gave me extra ones. Okay. So let's see, now I got the capacitors. All right, which would be, I guess it's these. Now, that's saying C1, let's see. So where is C1? There's C3, C4, C5, C6. Where are we at here? There's C1 and C2. Now, there's no positive and negative on these capacitors? I guess not, right? What do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And it would be, let's see, C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then there's also a C10. But I don't think I have enough capacitors left. Am I missing pieces already? And what are these? All right. These are other capacitors. Now, what makes the difference between these and these? Because they really don't give you much. There's no writing on them. All right, let me see if I can figure this out, and I'll bring it right back. So it looked like C1 and C2 were 2 different capacitors. That's why I had a 2-pack. And I think this is the other ones. These are the other capacitors from, I think it's C3, C3 to C10. I guess with the 10 microfarads. The crazy thing is though, there's no positive and negative on these capacitors. And there's really like nothing, I don't know. They're just showing where they go. I thought capacitors had directions, but I guess not. I guess these are non-directional. All right, C1, C2, we go up here and we see C3 is right there. Over there is C4. All right, let's start with C3, this one. Let's see if I can get these open. That's the other problem I'm having is trying to get these out. Everything's so small. Also trying to do this without breaking anything either, but all right, let's give this one a shot. see what we have here. I'll try the C3 first, which is right up there. I wonder if I should do it this way. Yeah, probably this way would be easier. C3 upside down. All right, let's see if that one will go on this side. All right. Maybe I'm not using enough flux. I don't know. Put some on afterwards. There's C4. See if that helps me. Will flow the solder any better? Not really. Yeah, as long as I make good connections. All right, now we're going to try C4. Let's get another one out of there. They're not showing any kind of direction on this. All right, let me see what I got here. So it looks like I got all the capacitors in there. Yeah, it is what it is. Again, I'm just trying to get by here. This is my second SMD board, so. All right, so what do we have here? We look like we have all the components here. And it looks like everything's up here except for LS1. So we look at this, we have those, C, we have those, and then we have 8 pieces of the resistors, which should be these. Are these the ones? Wait a second. These are the ones that are used. So then we have, okay, these are the 8 resistors left. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Well, anyway, it seems like they are R1 to R8 on, is it the top of this? Yeah, the top of this board. All right. So if we turn that over, we have R1 and okay, so they're all the resistors going around the whole entire thing. All right. Let's see if I can pop them in. Yeah, looks like they're going to go around the top. Then the LEDs, speaker, the electrolytic capacitor, switch. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. All right, so let's proceed to install R1 to R8. Let me put a couple of them in there and I'll bring it right back. All right, so the resistors are done. There's R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, next step. Next step is to put the LEDs, install 16 SMD 5050 RGB LGD at L1 to L16. Then you got the speaker, the capacitor, the switch, the plug, the mounting. I don't know, almost there. All right, let's see what, so that, I imagine that's these. So these are the 16. Let's see if they gave us any extras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. All right, well, that's definitely helpful. 18, and it says to install 16, so I'm going to add a couple extra pieces here. All right, let's see what these look like. Let's get one of these out. These things are huge compared to everything else. Okay. So this is what they look like. That light is killing me. All right, let me try it this way. See that? I don't know what light that is, but it's really bugging me. Anyway, there's the underneath the tabs, if you can see them. Does that help any? A little bit, right? It's the shadows what my problem is. All right. Anyway, it shows to install them with the corner. This does have a corner. You may not be able to see it. Maybe you'll see it easier on the board, but okay. Yeah, it looks like that's the corner right there. So you got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so each one gets 2 of them. Oh, not even realize I'm not even in the screen here. Okay, where are we at here? Right there. So it looks like if you can see the mark right there in the corner there, it's very hard to see, but it's because I have a bad glare. I'm having the same issue here. But that's what it looks like it's got to do. Something like that. Let's see what it's gonna, let's see. Now, obviously I don't want to put too much on. So that's my, I'm going to do it with the piece right there. That has the little, you know, indentation or whatever it is. Should probably try to move it just a hair. That way. That's pretty straight. Okay. If I put it like that, maybe, is that a better angle? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want it on the LED. Okay. Boop. Oh, it's not in the picture anymore, so. All right, let's see. I try this one again. All right, let's hope they made a connection. Now I'm going to do the other one a little there. You know what? I forgot to put some of that flux on there. Yeah, that was the problem too. Doesn't even want to stick, to be honest with you. All right, let's try another one. Now there's the angle piece, and there's the angle piece right there. All right, so we'll just do the same thing. We'll start with that one. It's probably a little too much, but anyway. Yeah, the back looks something like, oh. All right, I can see which way it goes, but that looks good. Looks better than the other one. Giving you a headache there? It's actually off a little bit, but you know what? Should I move it? Yeah, I guess I should move it, huh? Bring it down a little bit more. Where am I at here? Right here. All right, let's bring it down a little more. There you go. Get a little more for the solder for that one. Well, I'm sure I'll find out they don't make a connection, obviously. All right, I will bring you back and get the other ones done. Well, it looks like we got all the LEDs in place. Some of them look better than the others, but I think I'm going to go over them anyway. Like that one looks like that one could be done a little more. But overall, they're all on there. A couple more pieces and then it seems like it's good to go. You can try it out. All right, so it looks like a couple more pieces left. We've got this, the power. I'll just put right there. I can probably do that one in place. Should be easy enough to do. 1, 2. Move around a little bit. 3, 4. Yep. Yeah. We have the little capacitor and a little switch right here. So I'd imagine a little switch. Let's see how that goes. That looks good. I guess it's got to be like that. All right. I guess it's going to go like that. Just make sure that this one is down a little bit. Let's fix this one. Just want to make sure that one's good. Okay. All right, let's get back to the switch part. All right. So the one last piece would be this little electrolytic capacitor, C11. get it out of there. Come on. It's so hard to get some of these components out. That's the biggest problem I have with some of these. And then you force it too much and they go flying. All right, let me get this out. I'll bring it right back. All right, now we're going to try to put the screws on top and see if this will work. It's going to have to, actually what I'll do is, yeah, as you can see, it's kind of a little, this is what I have now. So let me put this together real quick and let's see if this will work. All right, so that's together now. Let's see if we can put this in here. Let's get this. Here. All right, I'm not really sure what we're doing here. All right. Not draining anything. Okay. Switch. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, is it supposed to be making music? There it goes. Now you got a light out. Okay. Well, that's the one. All right. Okay. All right, let me see. All right. Doesn't work as advertised. Turn it off. Turn it on. Looks like it lights up. Okay. No sound. That's got sound. That's missing a light. All right, let me see what's going on. Let me take a look at this real quick and see if I can figure anything out. Hold on one second. All right, I took this thing apart several times. I looked at it. I swapped the LED out a few times. Here's the LED. There's one of them I swapped out. I even tried another one. It's not the problem. There's something going on. I double checked all my connections underneath. Everything's pretty good, but there's something else is wrong with this because it's like it'll work and not work. These are cheap kits. I wasn't expecting much, to be honest with you. But just so you know, that's the drum kit. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Take care.